If someone told you they saw me at a random location in the middle of the night, where would you assume immediately that I was? Hello there, my name is Ifisabo and here's my husband Lori and our little baby Sarah. We have been MIA, guys. I know we have been missing in action for a bit now. That's because of our wedding, in June, and then after that we're on another big project which I mentioned in my previous video, so we are still trying to put things together, but I am coming back big time. Like, I am trying to really come back full time, trying to create content. As I promised in my banner to be putting out videos like once a week, we're going to be back full time, and so don't go anywhere. We're here for good. So as part of just reintroducing ourselves, so we're going to be doing a couple tag, asking each other the questions so that we can learn each other as well, because maybe some of these questions we never asked each other, and then you guys can also know us. So let's get into it. I don't want to waste too much time. Meanwhile, my baby is sleeping, by the way. I don't want to put her down because once I put her down, that's it. She's going to wake up and start screaming. So we just keep her here for today. So the first question is, I think, a funny one. If someone told you they saw me at a random location in the middle of the night, where would you assume immediately that I was?
It would be the Kashmir Bazaar too.
What's the Kashmir Bazaar?
Where you buy the bread and the Milo and milk powder.
Guys, it's not true. It's so embarrassing. Why does he want to embarrass me right now? It is true though. I think in the middle of the night, that's because they close at 10. So, which is very cool of them, to be honest. Like, they close that late, so no matter what, no matter how bad my cravings are, I know that Kashmir has been covered. By the way, it's an Indian store where I buy my bread, my Milo, my milk powder, all the African food, my plantain, my oko, the list goes on. And so yeah, he's probably right by saying that probably in the middle of the night, I would be in Kashmir Bazaar. So the same question for Lori, that's actually quite easy. I think it's just a gym. That if somebody told me that, hey girl, I saw your husband somewhere in the middle of the night, for sure it's a gym, like nowhere else. He's obsessed with the gym. The gyms are open 24/7. When I met him, he was a gym rat. And then since we had a baby, it has just spiraled down so badly that sometimes in a month we don't go. Surely I know that if we could just be anywhere in the middle of the night without having to do family stuff, it's the gym. The second question is, what went through your head the first time you saw me in person? Oh, this is going to be so cute. Really, honestly, the first time you saw me in person, what went through your head?
Wow. I mean, I noticed you on the other side of the street for the first time in here. Wow, because you were so beautiful, just like today, and very tall, which I knew that you will be, but in real it's of course different.
Right?
If someone told you they saw me arguing with a stranger on the street, what would you immediately assume I was arguing with them about?
That's a funny one. I think, arguing them about, I think something about your car.
That's very likely.
I think something about your car. So a parking lot, right? And somebody scratches his car. Or he can't come out. Or he can't park. Or there's a horn. Just anything relating to his car outside, that's for sure. Arguing with somebody, it hasn't got to be his car, nothing else.
Yeah, they hit the car with the door and it's like nothing, and I don't consider it nothing, obviously, and that can be a possible conflict.
So the same question for me. Arguing with somebody on the street, what would you assume I'm arguing with them about?
Somebody hit your shoulder or something, or you hit somebody's shoulder and that person is upset.
It's funny, right? Because it happened. It happened before, I promise. There was one time I was walking with my friend in the streets of Budapest a while ago, and this girl, I don't know what had happened to her. She got fired or her boy, I have no idea, but this girl knocked my shoulder actually.
Yeah,
so I think she was, for real, she hit my shoulder. I think she was also quite tall, so she really hit my shoulder, shoulder to shoulder. And I was like, what the are you crazy? Can't you see? I was going on with her, don't do that. Are you crazy? Why would you hit me and not say sorry and just keep walking away? And of course, she was a crazy woman as well. So she turned around and was like, well, are you blind and whatnot? And it was for real. And it was going back and forth for a few seconds. And I just walked up. I was like, look, I don't have time for you. You won't ruin my day. So bye. And then I just left. Like, so you're right. It happened before.
Did she speak English?
She did. She did. For sure she did. Because she was really happy to come for me. So yeah, it happened.
So if I was an elected president, what's the first thing I would do in office?
First of all, there's a ton of them. But the first one, for sure, has got to be raising the speed limit to like 600.
Or just clear it.
Exactly. Or just take it off. Just do what your heart wants to do. Just hit the throttle and just go and die. I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to take off the limits because this guy sitting in his car is so... Look, I don't even want to start because we fight a lot. So for sure, that's what he's going to do as the first thing in office. If I have to add one more as bonus, he's going to make AFOLism a religion or like a cool thing. That's not to say that they're not cool. By the way, AFOL is what's that? It's an abbreviation for adult fans of Lego. He's a crazy AFOL. Before I met him, I had no idea it was a thing. And then like I saw that there are Facebook groups and stuff like that. Yes, so absolutely he's going to make, because it's not very mainstream, right? Like it's quite niche. So he's going to make it very mainstream and cool and everything. I think it's cool already anyway, but he's going to make it more mainstream and if possible make it a religion. The same question for me is, if I was elected president, what's the first thing I'll do in office?
I think like introduce free bread.
What the hell is free bread? Like, what do you mean by free bread?
Or to have if it's in Hungary, have like an African store or restaurant like in every district in Budapest.
That's a good one. That's so true though, guys. That's so true. Like the way I have to travel to find African food. This Kashmir we talked about is not the closest. And if we move from here, it's going to be even worse. Like he said, if I could put it in every district or every corner of the streets, for sure I would. So the last question is a rather emotional one. And so let's see how it goes. Let's see if we don't cry. It says, if I could relive one moment of our relationship, which do you think it would be and why?
Yeah, I think it would be hard to pick for you, but for example, after the first date we had that walk close to the Philosophians Garden, on top of the hill in Budapest, and I was taking some pictures about you.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree that for sure it is one of the moments I would relive. That first date was so like refreshing, you know, like we had been talking for the whole week and we met at the end of the week, and I had been on some dates, of course, and probably she had also been on some dates. The whole conversation that led up to the dates was so great. I mean, of course, right? We're married now, so it was like unbelievable that like we get along so well. Like this guy has got to be unreal, like all of that. And we actually meet, like we just clicked. It was not a question that we wouldn't see each other again. And after the date in the steakhouse, actually, we went for a walk at the Philosophians Gardens here in Budapest. It's like a hilly place. Like it got a bit more, you know, like you know. Then after we took some pictures, I was like, this guy is for keeps. Because a guy who takes pictures of you on the first date, I think for Lori is going to be our first day at the gynecologist when we first saw the baby's fetus.
Yeah, I think so. It was a wonder.
Like, oh my goodness. Guys, he couldn't believe it, right? For those of you who know about it, when he goes to the first ultrasound appointment, that little fetus, I don't know what it's called at that time, if it's still a fetus when it's like 5 weeks old. It's so tiny and it has little legs or whatever that is moving. He just couldn't believe it that there was a baby there. And the doctor was like, yeah, you have a baby. And he's like, no. I was like, yeah, you have a baby. It was so cute. So I actually, thinking about it, it's always funny and very emotional. It's so cute for me. So I think Lori would like to relive it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. These answers, none of us knew about it. So I'm also, just like I said in the beginning, I also just learned new things about myself. I didn't even know that like I would want to, give free bread. Yeah, Lori is crazy. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something about us. You know, we're still in the beginning of our channel, so pardon us if things are just not perfect, you know. Like I said, this time I'm going to try to get my routine and everything just together so I can put out more videos more consistently. Thank you for subscribing. My name is Ife. My husband Lori. And our daughter Zara, who is still sleeping. Bye. See you next time.
See you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Ife Sabo. Here's my husband Lori.
Hello.
No. Cut. Hey, Randy.